Guilt tripping is a manipulation technique that involves making someone feel guilty for something they may or may not have done. It can be used to control someone's behavior or emotions and can be a form of emotional manipulation. Guilt tripping can be used in various contexts, including personal relationships, work, and advertising. Examples of guilt tripping include emotional blackmail, using threats or other forms of emotional pressure to get someone to do something. Passive-aggressive behavior, indirectly expressing dissatisfaction or disappointment in someone's behavior in order to make them feel guilty. Playing the victim, making someone feel guilty by portraying oneself as the victim in a situation. Comparing to others, comparing someone's behavior to that of someone else in order to make them feel guilty. The dangers of guilt tripping include damage to relationships. Guilt tripping can damage relationships by eroding trust and respect between the parties involved. Manipulation and control. Guilt tripping can be a tool for manipulation and control, and can leave the person being guilt-tripped feeling powerless and helpless. Emotional distress. Guilt tripping can cause emotional distress, leading to anxiety, depression, or other mental health issues. To protect oneself from guilt tripping, it is important to recognize the manipulation technique and set boundaries. This may involve saying no, expressing one's feelings, and refusing to accept guilt for things that are not one's responsibility. It can also be helpful to seek support from trusted friends or a therapist. Gaslighting is a form of emotional manipulation that involves causing someone to doubt their own perceptions or sanity. This technique is often used by abusers and is intended to make the victim feel confused, isolated, and vulnerable. Gaslighting can be used in a variety of contexts, including personal relationships, politics, and the workplace. Examples of gaslighting include denying the reality of a situation. An abuser may deny that something happened, despite evidence to the contrary, causing the victim to doubt their own memory and perception of events. Blaming the victim. An abuser may blame the victim for something that they did not do, making the victim question their own sense of responsibility and morality. Using confusion and contradiction. An abuser may say one thing and then later deny having said it, leading the victim to doubt their own understanding of the situation. Minimizing or dismissing the victim's feelings. An abuser may belittle or ignore the victim's feelings, causing the victim to feel like their emotions are not valid. The dangers of gaslighting include psychological harm. Gaslighting can cause significant psychological harm, including anxiety, depression, and feelings of helplessness and despair. Isolation. Gaslighting can cause the victim to feel isolated and alone, leading to feelings of loneliness and a sense that no one understands what they are going through. Physical harm. In extreme cases, gaslighting can lead to physical harm, as the victim may become more vulnerable and less able to protect themselves. To protect oneself from gaslighting, it is important to recognize the signs of this type of emotional manipulation and to seek help from a trusted friend or mental health professional. It can also be helpful to keep a journal of events and conversations, to maintain a sense of perspective and to have a record of what has occurred. Setting boundaries and learning to trust one's own perceptions and emotions are also important steps in protecting oneself from gaslighting.